When people find out Shihyun is my birth child and Shihu is my adopted son, they always ask this question if I feel the same toward these two boys. Hi everyone, this is Joikim. Have you found any difference between Shihyun and Shihu? Well, lots of subscribers say that Shihyun and I look alike. But what about Shihu and me? Do we look alike? And how about Shihyun and Shihu? Do they look similar? Actually, their physical appearance is so different, right? Truth be told, it is because I gave birth to Shihyun and I adopted Shihu. That's why they don't share the same blood. I adopted Shihu when he was 6 months old, and I have been asked why I made the decision to adopt. To be honest, I'm not sure about the reason, but from young age, I had always wanted to help some orphans if I could. I think maybe I was heavily influenced by my forever favorite two novels. One is Anne of Green Gables and the other one is Jane Eyre. Both of them are orphans and really attractive characters I was so fascinated by at the time. I even remember that I secretly wished to be an orphan myself at that age. Silly me. Anyway, around that time, the idea of helping orphans was planted deep inside me, I think. When I gave birth to Shihyun, I nearly died. I tried to give him a natural birth, but after I was in pain laboring for more than 30 hours, my doctor made a medical decision to send me for a cesarean section. Basically, after over 30 hours of laboring, I had to go through a surgery. It was physically hard and I was so exhausted that I couldn't even sit up to have a meal. So for a better recovery, I visited one very famous Oriental doctor, and he told me that I would have died if it had been old days when medical technology was not that advanced. You see, in old days, we didn't have any cesarean sections, right? Yeah, and he said that basically my body was not that ideal for giving birth. So when I realized that I was not able to have another baby, I thought adoption might be a good option for us. I feel meeting Shihu is more like a cosmic event, as if the universe arranged our meeting. During the adoption process, we were asked so many questions, like if we wanted a girl or boy, or if we wanted the same blood type or not, something like that. And for us, we wanted a boy and we didn't care about blood type because we were about to openly adopt this child, but we preferred the newborn baby. One day, I got a phone call from orphanage saying that there was a baby boy who was born a week before. And then the director told me that there's one thing they had to tell us, which was the baby's birth mother had epilepsy. And then she told me that the disease was not to be genetically passed down to the baby. And she was asking if we were okay with that. And we said yes to it. So a date was set for us to meet the baby. It was 29th of August, as I remember. And 2 days before that day, I got another phone call from the director saying that the baby was taken to a hospital because of heart problems. And then she told me that there was another baby boy who she was originally thinking of sending to us. But this baby's blood type didn't match with our families. So that's why she was about to send the first baby to us. So basically, Shihu was supposed to be sent to us in the first place. It's interesting, isn't it? I think things that should be happening are actually happening in our life. That's why I think this whole situation was arranged by a higher force. And I remember the first day I met Shihu. As soon as he saw me in director's arms, he broke a shy smile at me. And instantly I knew that he would be my son. When I was holding him, I felt exactly the same way I held Shihyun for the first time. It was one of the best 2 moments in my life. I openly adopted Shihu. He knows that he was adopted, but I'm not sure how much he can understand the concept. 시후? 시후는 입양했잖아, 엄마가. 시후 입양이 뭔지 알아? 시후가 설명 대충 해봐봐.
모르겠어.
모르겠어? 형 누가 낳았어?
엄마.
아, 너는 누가 낳았어?
다른 엄마.
다른 엄마가 낳았지. 근데 진짜 엄마는 누구야? 엄마지. 조이 엄마지. 그게 입양이야.
입양이야?
그러니까 입양이 다른 게 아니고 시우를 낳아준 엄마가 따로 계시는데 그 엄마가 시우를 키울 수가 없어서 엄마가 시우를 사랑하는 마음에 시우를 데려와서 엄마 아들로 삼아서 엄마가 키운 거지. 그게 입양이야.
그 뜻이구만.
아하, 그게 입양이야. 나중에 커서 시우 낳아준 엄마 만나보고 싶어? 아빠도 있을 거야. 그 아빠도 만나보고 싶어? 이야, 재밌겠다, 그치? 시우는 엄마가 2명이나 되고 아빠도 2명이나 돼. 부자네. But later on, if he wants to meet his biological parents, I'm really okay with that. Actually, I am more than okay. I would be really happy about it because if he could meet his birth parents and other siblings, I believe it would make his life richer, right? And on his birthday every year, I always think of his birth mother. I'm pretty sure she would think of him even though she gave him up for adoption. As a mother myself, I kind of understand how she would feel on his birthday. So early morning on his birthday every year, I always look up at the sky and say thanks to her for sending me this beautiful, lovely boy. And I always say to her, don't worry about this boy because he is living very happy life here and he's loved by me and his brother and so many other nice people around him. And maybe in the future, we would meet each other. I have a question for you.
Right.
So, do you remember the first day we went to orphanage to meet Shihu in the first place?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay.
Not much.
Okay, what do you remember?
I remember the teacher over there, the director.
Yes, the director.
I remember her asking if I want a brother or if I want a teddy bear. Yeah, I honestly wanted to choose the teddy bear.
Uh-huh.
But I'm a good boy, so yeah, I chose brother. And I think she eventually gave me the teddy bear.
Yeah. But it's quite brilliant. You still can remember something about that day. Because you're so young, so little.
Yeah, I guess it was a bit special because, you know, that's the day I got my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, it was a big thing.
it was.
Okay, thank you, Shihyun. And it is quite surprising that Shihyun can still remember the day because at the time, Shihyun was just 2 years and 8 months old. So he was so little, yeah? But I think because Shihu came to my family when Shihyun was so young, it was quite easy and natural for Shihyun to accept Shihu as his younger brother. But At one stage, he told me to send him back to the orphanage because around that time, Shihu was taking up all my attention. He had to get a surgery on his skull, and after the surgery, he went through so many different treatments and therapies. So all my attention was given to Shihu. I think Shihyun felt lonely, of course, and I realized that he also needed my care and proper enough attention. So I did my best to give him more attention around that time. And after that, he was okay. When people find out Shihyun is my birth child and Shihu is my adopted son, they always ask this question, if I feel the same toward these two boys. And honestly, I feel no difference between them apart from their different personalities. And I think the chemistry between Shihu and me is much closer than with Shihyun. That's why sometimes Shihyun complains about it. But mainly he's just joking. And I have seen and experienced some prejudice toward adopted children. Some people still call them orphans because their blood is not shared, right? Think about husband and a wife. They are not biologically related. They have different blood, they have different origins, right? But because they love each other, they started to form a family. So basically, it doesn't matter if all family members share the same blood or not to be a family, right? As long as you decided to have them as your children, they become your family members. And there is some bias about moms who are not their children's birth mother, like me to Shihu. Some people think that I would treat Shihu unfairly or at least differently because I have my birth child, Shihyun. I think that kind of bias comes from some children's stories like Snow White and Cinderella and some similar stories where the stepmothers are witches and they treat these precious children badly. Yeah. But first, we are not their stepmothers, we are their mothers. And secondly, all stepmothers are not bad, right? So that is really interesting bias to me anyway. So I really want to say my family is just another very ordinary normal family, but we are a little bit different. And being different is not a problem at all, and it should not be a problem. I believe a society where diversity or being different is welcome and celebrated is much, much healthier. Well, that's all for today, and thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.